Okay, we're doing an interview for Ghost of Gamers. I'm Albert. I'm here with Toto, one of the underdogs from France. Hi, man.
Hi.
Uh, you qualified for the event, right?
Yeah.
Together with Ixion,
Mm-hmm.
you were the only two French people here, right? Who actually came to the event.
Yeah, she also qualified, but,
But
he couldn't make it.
we didn't really know what happened. Do you know what happened to him? We heard he was in a hospital or something like that.
Don't think it was some. I don't know if I can talk about it.
Okay, so if it's private, it's not a problem. We was just asking this out of curiosity. You were placed in. I don't really think it was the toughest group at
No.
this event, but what really happened? Because you had a few good games. I felt like you could win some of them, and you could actually take the group at
Yeah.
second place.
Yeah, I thought I could. I thought it would not be easy, but I thought I could. But with all the travel I did not train for 2 days, and then I had like half an hour to get set in a completely different computer
Environment?
screen, shortcuts and everything, because the screen is like twice as big as mine at home.
Okay.
So it was really, and I started off with Snoot,
Yeah.
who completely crushed me, which was expected.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just got crushed, and I'm still not comfortable with the settings, and I could not take a game of Gandhi. Had I taken a game, I would have got through the group, so it was quite close.
Yeah, but I remember we had problems with Rat and Fuser, and I think it was Snoot as well. They went to an internet cafe to practice.
Yeah.
But you actually had a PC as one of the first players, so you had at least a short warm up before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was the main problem, because I wasn't sure if you actually had if you could even warm up after you said your things.
I had something like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes to.
So it wasn't
to set up.
really enough.
Well, to practice in a completely different environment, I didn't feel like it was enough.
Is besides obviously different environment, different PCs, monitors, screens, right?
Yeah.
Is it hard for you in general to adapt to new environment, as a new place, new people, tournaments like that? Is it hard for you to adapt to situations like that?
Yeah, I think because this is my first international event. I did a few LANs in France, but every time I brought my own PC, so
Oh, okay.
didn't need to adapt like this. So yeah, next time I'll think about it and plan it better.
Yeah.
Definitely my mistake.
People in general don't really know a lot about French scene, because you're a very tight-knit community, especially as you told me before, mainly because of the language barrier, because most of the people don't really speak French, and French don't really want to speak English.
Yeah, we are quite bad at English, and also it's mostly because we only have one big international player. No need to name him.
Yeah.
But the rest of the players are quite good, but they don't have the skill to really perform in big international events.
But talking only about France at this point, you do have a lot of events. I think you have a lot of famous streamers, a lot of people follow your streams. You said that for most of the French lands, you had to bring your own computer. Is Biox, bring your own computer lands, are still popular in France?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of lands, and yeah, except the big French finals for big tournaments every year, where you have to bring your own.
So this is actually pretty good. But by the way, besides Stefano, I think Todd is one of those kind of highly respected players in France.
Yeah, he might be the only other one to be really known on the foreign scene, but he's not showing like
anything in StarCraft 2, because
he's good, but he's not living up to the expectations people have from him.
Especially because he went to Korea, he came back from Korea.
Yeah.
Also, he had a lot of problems. From what I remember, he said it many times that he wanted to quit.
Yeah. Maybe he feels frustrated because he was like one of the best in Warcraft 3, and he doesn't seem to. He's not as close to it in StarCraft 2.
But coming back to the event and your games, actually, you said that you could take one game of Gandhi.
Yeah.
What really happened there? Because it was a close one.
Yeah, it's mostly me playing bad because I like destroyed his fifth and his fourth.
Yeah.
He retook an expansion. At this point, we were mostly trading blows and really action-packed game. But my macro slipped. I went up to like 2k minerals, and I had like more raxes and more production facilities. I think I should have taken it.
Being a Terran, right?
Yeah.
At this point, do you feel like you have, because people in general tend to say that Terrans at this point in some of the matchups are pretty OP, but then again, most of the Zerg players say that Zerg isn't imbalanced. Terran players say that Terran isn't imbalanced. Protoss say exactly that Protoss isn't imbalanced. Do you feel that you have at least a slight of an advantage over other races as a Terran player, or at least in some specific matchups or maps that you feel more comfortable playing as a Terran against any certain race in game?
I think on Shakuras or Antigua, we are really strong. The rest of the map pool at the moment is not as easy. A lot of maps like Cloud Kingdom is really hard versus Protoss. Daybreak as well, also hard versus Zerg. So yeah, apart from those two maps. As for the matchups, I think since the new patch it switched from us having from Terran being, it used to be like this versus Protoss, we had to deal damage in the mid game to be able to transition into late game efficiently, but now we have to do it against Zerg as well. We cannot go just like straight up macro and not putting on any pressure, or Zerg will just crush you with creep spread and fast tier 3.
But especially against Zerg, after that patch with Queens getting 5 range especially, it's Terran Hellion opening became less and less popular, although people still play it. But do you feel like, for example, marine pressure at the very beginning in early game is a better opening for now? Do you even try to open with Marines, or you play mainly Hellions against?
I tried it, but it can be a little bit of a gamble against like speedling and baneling play. A lot of like timing pushes with Violet Push or even like classic link baneling. And people are still using Aliens, but mostly with Banshees. It's like the regular build now, Alien Banshee pressure, followed by the third base. And
later Mech mainly? Or you still favor bio forces over Mech against Zerg in late game?
I prefer bio, but Mech is viable as well, but you cannot go Mech every single game, because if you're a known Mech player, Zerg could take advantage of it.
Especially in the late game when they can make at least like dozens of Drill Lords. I think like during IEM there was a game where, I don't remember, but one of the Zergs actually had like over 20 Drill Lords.
Yeah.
And
that's
it was
disgusting.
Yeah, and it was pretty hard even with like 15 Taurs. You can't really defend a 3/3 Drill Lord push with.
You have to invest into Vikings and be really careful of the Ultra switch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult.
Besides you, obviously there was Ixon. Obviously mispronounced many times by many different people.
True.
Right now. He slipped a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He went off with a good start, taking Matisse 2-0.
That was unexpected.
Yeah. Well, I knew. I thought he really definitely could take it, and then he just needed to take one game. Like me, just needed to take that one game, and I don't know, maybe mentally crushed because he tried that Nidus play.
Yeah, he did against Matisse.
Caught Matisse totally off guard and worked well, but user he saw the game, so I think that was a mistake to try it again against someone that knows you could do it. And then he slipped into the last game and could not manage to take another one.
But is it because, as you said, you didn't really participate in many international events so far? This is your first one?
Yeah.
I presume so is Ixon's at this point. Do you feel that if you had a little bit more international or in general offline events experience, would you kind of be more comfortable with what happened and would be able to actually follow up, being able to play under pressure against, in the game, in the one game that either put you in the, in the place 1 or 2 in your group, or didn't let you advance. Do you think it's about experience at this point?
Yeah, experience definitely plays a role, but for me it was my first non-bring you on computer tournament, so now I know what I should do to avoid this. It was not the pressure, I didn't feel pressured at all. Mostly frustrated because I could not get the same feeling as at home, and I felt my game was a bit off.
Yeah, so basically we can presume that during next Ministry of Wind Battle event, you're gonna crush your opponents and then go to
depends
bracket.
Of my group.
Besides some obvious choices as the top players in the tournament, obviously all fan favorite Nerd Show, Red, right? Snoop, especially after he left Ministry of Wind, he had a good DreamHack and MLG run.
Yeah.
Do you see any other player that, if you had an opportunity to watch his game or you knew him from the past, was there any player that kind of surprised you with his game? That's someone that exceeded your expectations, if you had any, towards his play?
Gandhi plays pretty good. I didn't know him at all, so yeah, he surprised me a bit. There is also Kerr.
Yeah.
He's not famous, but he's really, really good. The only problem on Sage as well, but the only problem is they are Protosses and they are having trouble against Zerg, and most of the favorites are big Zergs.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough for them.
Apparently, I think I talked to Sage a few days ago through a written interview on this case, but he said that he, as a Protoss, he feels pretty comfortable playing Zerg. He's one of those Protoss who have like are good enough to put with the link pressure, to be able to follow up with a good macro, to keep up with Zerg's production. I don't know how he does that. I'm in gold. I don't really know anything about this game apparently. Is it in the future, if you had an opportunity as a player right now to tell Blizzard that they should change something, is there anything that you would consider thing that needs to be changed in order to make the game more balanced or less race friendly at certain maps or in certain matchups?
The maps need some work, I think, because some maps it's like if I play a certain race on this map, like a Protoss on Cloud Kingdom, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose. So yeah, more balance on the maps. Maybe on the gameplay, because I think like if you take off the mothership and you have Broodlords, ZVT late game would be doable for Terran, and also ZVP would become less stupid because late game is just like mass spines, mass broods, and the Protoss has is one mothership and it all comes down to a single vortex, which is, I don't know, it's a strategy game with lots of expansions, a big map, so it should be stuff happening everywhere, not only two armies watching each other, waiting for something to happen.
For your future plans, do you plan to attend any more LAN events or take part in online cups in the nearest future?
Well, I do online cups like every day, play games and like weekly cups as well. LAN events, I plan to do as much as I can. Maybe stay in Ministry of Wind if some spots opens.
In December, I think they have few more spots in December because most of the players stay here for 3 months right now. Apparently, I think Red said that he has some trouble staying here for the full 3 months for the whole period, but he'll manage through. Is Ministry of Wind a good idea, not only as a business but as a place where you can develop your skill as a player?
I think it is. One of my teammates, Song, he stayed here a month.
Yeah.
And I really saw the difference between him, like before coming here and after. He really improved. He shown some good results. Unfortunately, now he's studying, so he's not practicing anymore. Also for me, it's personal, but it's like I cannot train much on my own, like sitting in front of my own computer. I have to get out and do something. It's not much motivating, apart from cups, which are motivating. But but if I can't play more than 10 to 20 games a day. It becomes boring for me. But if you have people playing around you,
It's more motivating.
Yeah, I think if you have like a machine like Sage sitting next to you, doing 40 ladder games a day,
Yeah.
and I would feel bad like if I just go out to
win.
or just having a coffee cup, I would feel like I have to play as much as him. You know,
Yeah.
I have to keep up. And also, you can talk with other people. It's not
After
just you
custom
in front
games,
of a computer. Yeah.
This is. I got lost. Sorry. And I'm back. Is motivation in general, in your opinion, because different people have different approach towards the game, towards practice. Do you feel that in order to become a good player, by good I mean being able to maybe not really win a lot of tournaments, but be able to participate in most of the biggest international events and then place decently? Yeah. Do you feel like motivation is really needed for professional players at this point? It's like, do you have to be motivated in order to play, or all you have to do is just play, focus on the game, and eventually win? Do you have to care, and you have to like push yourself towards being better, or is it like if you have enough practice and then you have enough custom games with, I don't know, top foreigner or top Korean players, you can become the best in the world?
I think it's like for everything. Yeah, if you really need motivation for anything you do in your life, if you're not motivated, you're basically hindering your abilities. Maybe you can get results without much motivation, but I think if you have motivation, you'll get more. So.
And that's what I wish you in the future.
Thank you.
To be motivated and to be able to strive for perfection. Are there any shout-outs you want to make at the very end of the interview?
Well, thanks to Ministry of Wind for welcoming us. It's really an awesome place. Thanks to you for the interview and Go The Gamers.
You're welcome.
Thanks to my team, sponsors, and all my friends and teammates that supports me.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.